Hello,
Hello.
back again.
How are you?
Well, better than I was this morning. That was a bit like, oh, hello, this is how it works. It was like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
No bother to you.
Oh, yeah, we just got rid of everyone anyway. Dad's just
Yeah,
gone up to the house. He's
good.
going to choir tonight, so he's gone for a little nap.
You'd be like,
And my dog, who spends all the time with me here in the studio, he's just gone as well. He still hasn't got over the hour change,
oh,
you know? So he thinks his dinner is like
oh,
at 6 instead of 7. So
oh, that's funny.
we haven't been able to do it for him yet.
Yeah. Well, look, it's a pleasure to have you here with us at Design.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why they asked me to do this live because I know nothing about the world of art, but
Okay.
maybe that's why they did. Maybe you're going to educate me tonight.
Oh God, I hope so.
Um, so let's get cracking then.
Yeah.
You are one of the most recognizable pop artists, aren't you, in the country?
Well, that's a very kind thing to say. Thank you very much.
So for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to tell me a little bit about you and
Sure.
your way into this crazy world?
Crazy, yeah, into this crazy world. Well, I suppose it would have started. Like as a kid, I was mad into art anyway.
Right.
So, I mean, when I was 4, I won a competition for finger painting and won 50p. And I actually thought if I could get paid for painting, wouldn't that be great?
That's great.
So I know. And then my mom actually was the one who sort of said to me, to follow my passion and, encouraged me to go to art college, which I did. And then I went down the graphic design route.
Mm.
And I think at that stage it was kind of like, to paint was like, it was a very hard road, nearly 30 years ago to sort of come out of college and think you could just be an artist.
Mm.
So I worked in a graphic design agency for a while called Dynamo, got married, and then when I was 28, my husband said to me, I was pregnant on Ali, my first daughter, and he said, look, you've always said you wanted to paint, so why don't you do it now? And just while, I was at home with Al's, and I just started on my kitchen table, and she would sleep beside me, and I'd paint while she was sleeping, and then I'd paint in the evenings. And it was basically, that's where it all started. But pop art, like, didn't come out of that for a while. I mean, having left college and done stuff like that, it was kind of difficult because I wanted to paint, but like, what was I going to paint? Like, what was going to be my signature style? Like, how was I going to evolve and get somewhere with my painting? I knew in
Did
college,
that art that you did when you were 4?
yeah.
Do you
So
have that still?
yeah, so it was a case of like, I kind of had to remember my college days and go back to painting vegetables and fruit and drawing bones and drawing plants.
Right.
And actually, because of this today, I went back and had a look at what I used to paint. So this is where it all began. And this was like, I don't know if you can see that,
Oh,
chili
well,
peppers. And
yeah. That wasn't when you were 4, though.
no, no, no.
What did
But
you do
like,
when you were 4? Can you remember?
oh, I can, yeah. Like I remember actually finger painting, told to paint a house and thinking, using my fingers, and the amount of color I put on the paper was extraordinary. It was like, I can remember the teacher saying, kept asking, because you were sitting in a little group, are you finished? I was like, no, no, I'm not. More color, more color. And it was just a mass of dots. Like it probably looked like money, actually. But it was definitely, I definitely had to express myself when I was younger. But
Yeah.
by the time I'd left, had moved on from college and had gone, and worked on a computer for a long time, to go and draw again,
Hmm.
that was,
Get back into it.
yeah, that was a bit of a thing.
Hmm.
And then, you know, and then I wanted to show my work, so went to Stephen's Green and basically would show all this, like these chili peppers became a big thing for me.
Right, right. I
So
think.
all the golds and reds,
Yeah.
and I painted those for a year or two, and then you can actually see how the ketchup bottle slowly sort of began to sink in.
Yes, yes, gosh.
and started to sort of move into my work. Like I actually had a commission from someone who was getting married, and their groom adored ketchup, and they said, you know, would you paint a bottle? And I was like, yeah, sure. So, but it's still in that style,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Gorgeous.
know. So,
Oh,
but I, you know, it was that sort of thing that I kind of realized then that I was like, I wanted to paint the bottle. Like I actually just wanted to paint the bottle, and I wanted to paint the reflections on the bottle. And I thought I could sort of move with something like that. So I painted six, and I put them up on the railings on Stephen's Green. And it was across from Habitat at the time. And the corporate lawyer for Heinz Ireland just happened to be shopping there. And she came across the road and she said, you know, what are you doing? Your infringement of copyright. And I was so confused. I was like, well, one, I've never sold any. I said, these are my first six. And, you know, I didn't know. I thought I could paint what I saw. Like, and this bottle is on my table in my kitchen, you know. So, and she said, no, you actually can't. You don't own the right to paint their intellectual property. So she told me to take the paintings down off the railings, which I did. And I was actually afraid I was going to be sued. And she got in touch with me a couple of weeks later, and she said she'd shown them to people in Pittsburgh in the world headquarters. And they decided to buy all six for their boardroom in the world HQ. So, I mean, that was just phenomenal, you know?
wow. What
So,
an absolute turnaround from
yeah,
to buying them all.
I know. I
So
know. And then where they went, the fact that my Heinz paintings went to the world headquarters of Heinz, and that's the boardroom there. I think, can you see it?
yeah, yeah. Hold it up. Yeah, I can't see it.
So that was it
Wow.
with the paintings there.
And did that put
So
a dampener on you doing any of that style of painting?
no, I think it kind of encouraged me. I think I was so excited about it then because it became such a big thing. Like Heinz in the UK got in touch. They asked me to paint a massive painting for their ad campaign at the time called It Has to Be. So that happened. Then they invited me over to London. And then we did merchandise with my paintings all through the UK. And this is before anyone was even making a tea towel. Like this was in 2012, I think.
Right.
And, you know, and they made absolutely everything. Like I flew over to Oxford Street to see the windows of BHS for Christmas. And here's a picture of the BHS that Christmas. And it was just full of all my paintings
So much.
and covered in all the products. And,
Wow.
you know, and it was in John Lewis, it was in Sainsbury's, and there was everything from like tea towels, tea signs, lunch boxes, t-shirts. I mean, it was absolutely massive. And
Was it
it
fab
was,
to see all that, or did you feel like you
I was
that
thrilled.
of your art, you loved it?
Loved it. And, you know, they gave me a royalty, which was amazing. I had nothing to do with production. I supplied the paintings, and then it just went from there. So that was very enjoyable, you know.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
A fair
So,
play. Done. Well done, you.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Seems like a long time ago now.
Well, I love your art. I'm new
Thank
to
you.
your art, Orla, but I love it. I love the fun in it and the humor. It's so vibrant and really contemporary, but at the same time, it's so kind of nostalgic. You know, it
That's
reminds
it. Yeah.
my childhood, the 70s and the 80s, with those Tato bags with the 6p. I remember when there was 3p on those bags.
I painted that.
Why did you start painting those?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, maybe just, rubbish or things to people. I know they're not, they're iconic. I
Yeah.
But what was it that you saw in those Tato bags and in that fairy liquid bottle that made you want to paint it?
I think what happened was, after painting the ketchup bottle for years, I wanted to paint something Irish, and I wanted to paint something that was uniquely Irish and
Mm,
still had the same sort of impact as and as iconic as the ketchup bottle. So I decided I'd love to paint Tato, but I did contact them at the time and say to them, because I wanted to make sure there was going to be nothing like what happened at Heinz.
Yeah.
So, and they were delighted and said, yeah, absolutely go for it. And they sent out the tater truck, got a couple of hundred packets of crisps. The kids were delighted. And, but I absolutely adored painting the product, and the older the bag, the nicer it was, and the warmer I felt. And when I would show them, it was like a joy for people to come up to the stand and they'd say things like, I remember the first time I made a Tato badge when I burnt it against the fire. And, and I remember my first bag of crisps, I remember getting on the bus and buying, I had enough for my ticket and I had enough for a packet of Tato, so,
Yeah.
and I love that kind of nostalgia. I love a connection with the work, with people. I think nowadays there's a lot of people who paint Tato, which is great because it just shows how wonderful it is and how many people
Yeah.
resonate with it.
And do you
So
have a process when you paint? Do you have a, how do you
yeah.
start and finish? Is it the same for every painting or is it different for every canvas?
I know I'll see something first, and then I know what way I want it to look. So I will always most probably photograph it. Um, in different sort of light and movement, and if it doesn't have a crinkle in it or a shine in it, then the interest is nearly lost. So the process is always the same. Either photograph, and then I draw directly onto the canvas with a pencil, which was something you were never supposed to do, but when I was in college. But it just suits me. Have I a painting that as drawing? I do have a painting. It's nearly finished, but it's still got the drawing lines on it.
Okay,
So
right.
I draw first,
And
and
paint over that then, is it?
then I paint over that. But I paint in years ago. It was like when you start painting, you're supposed to paint the whole thing as a whole. You're supposed to, block out backgrounds and do all that kind of stuff. Whereas now I would actually paint in tiny little sections. Like I'll start in the corner, and
Okay.
I'll paint in kind of, it's nearly like breaking it down to a pattern, and I'll paint that pattern and move through it. And that's how I move through the painting. So in acrylics.
In acrylics, right. That was
Yeah.
just what do you paint in?
Yeah, in acrylics. So I used to paint with oils when I left college and when I first started painting again first. But when the girls were babies and I was painting in the kitchen in the house, it was the turpentine days and stuff like that. So it wasn't a great, the smell was pungent and they wouldn't dry and everything was filthy. So I had to teach myself how to use the acrylic, which is very fast drying, and basically it's like painting with plastic.
Yeah, it's acrylic paint as opposed to
Mm.
acrylic, like the way some of them come in like a little stick. It's
Yeah. No, it's acrylic paint. Yeah, just mix it with water.
right.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
your love hearts? I love your love hearts.
Oh,
I wore my pink jumper in homage to your love heart.
oh, thank you, thank you.
How do you
Yeah,
finish your painting? When is that hard to kind of put down the brush and go, right, I'm done now with that. That's finished.
yeah, completely hard. Like I would be here in the studio every weekend, and to say you've finished a painting is, the family will come in and they'll look at it and they go, oh, that's great and everything, and you think, okay, that's brilliant, and you feel you can get it to a certain stage, um, but you always feel like, I know I'll go to the show and I feel they're finished, but I'll stand there, and because you've got a couple of days to look at stuff, I'll think, oh God, I should have done that bit better, or I can see where I can work on that now. Years ago, the painting I was working on, I used to bring into the house at night, and I'd sit with it on the mantelpiece, and while I was watching TV, I would stare at it.
Mm,
And then it would kind of go around my head, and I'd know what to do with it the next day.
right, right. God, that sounds so painstaking in some ways that
It's
you're
all encompassing. I think
yeah,
none of my children
you're
wanted to become artists.
thinking about the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite baby painting?
Do you know what? My favorite is always the one that I'm working on.
Right.
Um,
That's
it always is. I'm always most excited about the one I'm working on at the moment because I'm dying to see what it looks like when it's finished. Like I'm very proud of a lot of paintings thank God that I've got to work on over the years. But it really is yeah. So even the one I'm working on at the moment, I'm excited to see what it's like when it's finished. And
Right.
then I feel like if I don't get it finished, that would have been my best piece to bring to the RDS.
And do you work it and work it and work it like and do a whole series like the Tato bags? Like only one
No, so I like so
bottle. There's only one. I'm just
yeah.
wondering, will that have a series like the like Tato?
No, probably not. I think the Tato and the Heinz were kind of like nearly one of a kind that like you could use anything behind them. They were like, when I painted them, you could use anything from bubble gum to ice cream to graphic things in the background, and you could use any style you wanted. Whereas when I'm painting things like Cara matches, 2.5p, I wanted to paint the old broken box because my nana used to light the super Sarah with it,
Oh gosh.
and then I'd paint refreshers because it was the last sweets left in Ballymoney and they were all wrapped up
Yeah.
really tight, same with Polaments so it has to have, usually it'll have to resonate with me and always have, a reason to paint it.
Right. So it always seems to have a some kind of an Irish context, or you're telling an Irish story or something.
There's nearly always a story attached to why something that I'm painting. Yeah, because I think when it resonates with you, you enjoy painting it more. You
Absolutely.
know, you get a kick out of it. Commissions can be very difficult sometimes. When I was much younger, um, to paint the same thing over and over and over again was
Yeah.
was it was monotonous. And at the start it was like you were so excited because you thought, oh my god, I've got like 20 catches to paint. And sure, by the time you were two down you were thinking, what am I doing? And the whole thing about being an artist to really be creative and enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
you know
Color as
so
well in your paintings is a massive thing. Uh,
yeah,
and
I
it's
love things to be
hard not
bright.
to feel uplifted by your work. You
Yeah.
just it just makes me smile, you know.
Oh, thank you.
So when you start a painting, obviously the color comes from the potato bag,
Product.
whatever.
Yeah.
But do you still have to plan it out like an artist and a color palette in terms of the colors? Or do you try and make them as true to life? Or
Well, what I do is, and this has stood to me over the years, is I have never changed my color palette. I don't buy any extra. I stick to the same. I'd say I use, let me just count on the table there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's probably 10, maybe 10 colors that I will use, and that's it. And I mix everything out of those colors.
right, right,
I
wow.
never change my palette. I never specifically buy a color in to match anything. I think in my head, I know what color it's going to make quite quickly. So, by mix, because I know my colors so well that I'll just mix them together to get what I want.
Right. And you
So,
must be smiling all the time when you're painting, are you? Because it must be so great.
you lose yourself when you're painting. You do go into a zone. Like you kind of disappear into yourself. Like if I come down here in the morning and if I start painting, um, my husband would be on the Alexa shouting down to me, going, "Are you coming up for lunch? It's 2:45."
Right. Yeah,
And you would be you like,
completely.
and I listen to books and I listen to music, and like it's quite charmed, that kind of thing. Now there's the flip side of it, which is a huge amount of, like, you can spend days having to get orders out, prints out, emails out. There's that side of the business. So I think the
Yeah,
painting is the luxury part.
yeah, yeah,
you know and when you're painting, it is luxury.
yeah.
I do think it's a very special thing to be able to do.
Okay. Listen, I have a list of things here to talk to you about.
Okay.
Art Source. We better mention Art Source
Yes, of course.
further. You're gearing up for the RDS
I certainly am.
event,
I
Irish Art
just
Center.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, well, it's the biggest show in Ireland. It's the biggest art fair going now, and they have about 15,000 people.
How many times have you been there before? Have you exhibited?
Oh, okay. I've been there probably 20. I think we went back. I got a booklet from 2004, so that's 21 years ago.
Gosh.
So now, of course, it was COVID years. And there were years when we did different shows that were on at the time. So it wasn't always Art Source. It was under different names, different brands and stuff. But I've always found, I think Art Source, the way it's run now, is definitely the best show that any artist should be at, and should be at,
Yeah.
really, if
So
they want to be seen.
yeah. And is there a huge amount of planning on your side of it?
Oh,
Like, do you
yeah,
create specific works for it, or how does that?
yeah. Well, you see, it's if you're going to take a stand at this show, you've got to, be very aware that you have to make your money back, and and you're getting a huge amount for that. They're bringing the buyers, so you better bring your A game with you. You should plan out your stand. You know exactly what paintings are going to be there. You pre-order everything before you get there. You have to, everything from your lights to your trolleys to get in and out to setting up. I mean, there is a huge process in setting up a show and taking down a show, you know. Um, but you
Is
know,
Sorry, is it very different to if you were doing a solo exhibition yourself? Is it
Well, yeah, it is, because a solo show is one night only for you, right?
right?
And even with a gallery exhibition, you'll have your opening night, which is amazing. And all those people will be brought in that one evening. And really, you hope to get the majority of your sales on that one night. And the footfall isn't there for the rest of the show. People will wander in and out. There will be people who are, specifically coming to buy your stuff. But when you're at a show like Art Source, there's going to be people there who haven't come to buy my work, but they will walk by and say, "Oh, I've never seen you before," and and then buy something. And I would never have had an opening to see someone like that. So, and you get I mean, I think because as well, like if I was doing a show, it's a show for pop art, whereas in the RDS we're talking about like photography, landscape, portraiture, minimalist,
Mm,
sculpture. I mean, there's absolutely everything there. So there's something for everyone.
yeah. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what people can expect from you at the show this year, or is that a secret? Can you?
Oh, well, no, it's not a secret. I always like to bring something a little different with me when I go to a show, because I like to think of something just a little bit outside the box that I haven't done before. So
Mm,
last year I had worked on a set of Brown Thomas bags that all had personalities.
oh,
And this year I had been asked, like way back in February, by a company to, did I have any fashion prints? And they had seen the Brown Thomas bags, and they said, did I do any clothes or anything like that? And I said that I hadn't, but I would put some stuff together. So anyway, I've put together 12 pieces, and I'm going to launch them at the show. So it's basically stuff using all my paintings basically, and then Bunty. Do you remember Bunty?
oh, I love
And the
it.
Yeah, and do you remember the dress at the back? You could cut her out and dress her up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
So this is the so this is Barry's tea pants.
oh,
So
I
and
love.
then we've got like, let me see, what else have I got here? I've got like that's a Mrs. Tato coat.
Brilliant. I want that coat.
I know. And then I have like dresses, Guinness dresses, all based on all the paintings that I've done over the years. And then I have a set of shoes, Guinness shoes, Tato shoes. So it should be a bit of fun to launch it.
Gosh, that needs a collaboration with somebody who can make clothes.
Oh, there might be something in the pipeline,
Aha.
maybe. But another thing I'm bringing to the show, which I think will be a bit of fun, is because I've done um, the fashion prints. I made these little fashion key rings
Oh,
with the Tato dresses on them.
brilliant.
Now these are just for the show.
Right.
Paris tea pants. So I'll only have a selection. I think there's about 100 in total, and it's a case of once they're gone, they're gone. They're not
Oh,
being merched or anything like that. So that's actually Guinness lipstick
oh my
made
God.
out of one of the Guinness can paintings. So it'd be a bit of fun.
Very clever.
Oh, there's a Tato shoe actually. There we go. That's a Tato shoe.
Fantastic. Oh, give me one, Orla, will you?
I will keep you one. You can choose which one you'd like, and I keep one for you.
Um,
Definitely.
so you're surrounded in the RDS by other artists. Is that an enjoyable part of the
That's one of the best parts because every year it's amazing how friendly you get with the people
Yeah,
you are standing with for the couple of days. So, and the stands change all the time. So people move around the show. So even though there must be, I'd say a huge percentage of the show are people who exhibit every single year. So it's fabulous to see everyone. There it is a great community. And then you make best buddies with all the people around you. You know, they'll come along and we buying sandwiches and cups of coffee for each other, talking about prospective customers,
brilliant.
ones that walk off, one that you hope is coming back, all that kind of stuff. It's great.
And does it influence or inspire your work to see other artists' work, or is it very different?
No, it is because what happens is because everything's together under one roof. But one of my most favorite things to do is to go around early in one of the mornings and take in every single stand and see what's out there, what's going on, and what draws me.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing about art is some people might look at my stuff and just say, I don't like it. It's not their style, and something else will be their style. So, I mean, everyone's exactly the same. So I will walk around and some things will, I know for sure. I know a couple in particular because they have the 100 for 100.
Oh
This
yeah,
is such a fabulous thing. And I know what I want.
right.
I know who I want to buy it from. So
Yeah,
I feel like preempting it going, you know, can I have your one?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, it
and we do swap paintings
really.
between us as well. Yeah.
I was at Art Source last year for the first time, uh,
Okay.
and what I loved about it was that for whether you're a collector or a first-time buyer, you get to meet the artist in person, which is
Yeah.
get to stand and chat with them and
Yeah.
breathe.
But that's brilliant for the artist as well.
That your potential customers face to face.
Yeah. I love that,
Yeah,
because it's quite rare that you get to do that because an awful lot of stuff comes in through the website. And so it is an opportunity, and it's nice to send even everyone from the website invitations and stuff like that, and get them to come in and meet you. Like, and I meet my
yeah.
dad actually as well. My dad Norbert, he works with me a couple of days a week,
Oh, very
and he absolutely loves it, and he gets great crack on Instagram and can't understand sometimes when he's going out golfing when people go, "How are you, Norbert?" and he goes, "I don't know them," and they go, "I saw you on Instagram."
because I'd say for your work particularly, it's not just a sale
Yeah,
because of that nostalgia and that connection with your work.
yeah.
Do you ever worry that your painting is going to a good home?
I worry about going into homes sometimes and seeing my paintings because I do get embarrassed. Like sometimes I go in and I think I painted that 15 years ago and I
Yeah.
would love to take it off the wall, bring it home and give it a little whoosh. But then
Oh,
people buy it because they love it and
yeah,
that's fine.
exactly.
But yeah, that'd be, yeah, no, it's great. I love the kids coming home when they make new friends or go to college and meet other people and they go, oh, I was in their house last night and they have one of your pictures. I
That's
mean, that's just a joy,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. I love that.
Mir, what would you say to somebody who was buying their first piece of art at Art Source this year?
Well, do you know what? It's a very exciting thing to do to buy your first piece of art. And the most important thing is that you don't be influenced by people. I just don't think you should be because it's going to hang in your home. So it has to be something that resonates with you and something that you love. And also make sure you have a spot for it. That's
Yeah,
always a big thing. And do like, before you come out to the show, just have a wander around the house and say, where would I like something to go? I want a little piece for the bathroom. I want a piece for the kitchen,
yeah,
and just measure it out. So when you get there, you can visualize it.
you know
And
what?
sometimes even take a photograph of the spots that you're thinking of and bring them in and show them to the artist
That's
because
brilliant.
they can actually digitally drop the painting in and let you see what it looks like. So, and a lot of the artists will let you take a piece home, well, depending now, some galleries do and stuff like that. But if you're buying for the first time, I had a little boy, I'll never forget this. This is years and years and years ago, come up to me at the stand. I do attract a huge amount of children because of all the colors and the kind of sweeties and stuff. And this little boy came up to me and he told me that he liked some biscuits that I was painting at the time. And he said, could he have one? And he just goes, well, I said, well, look, give me your address and I'll send you a print of it. So he gave me his address, and after the show, I sent him out just a little print, of the biscuit. And his parents came in the following year, and they said, which is like basically your most expensive piece in the stand. And it was a couple of grand, and they said, we'll buy that.
Oh my God.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, what goes around comes around, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So you
Mm-hmm.
have prints of your work and you have large statement canvases.
Mm-hmm.
Will they all be at ArtSource?
Yeah, the one behind me here, that'll be at Art Source.
Right.
And then I have a whole set of other paintings that I'm going to bring with me. So I'll have the original paintings, I'll have limited edition prints, and I'll have the new collection of it's called Atelier Walsh. House of Walsh, after the House of Guinness and all that. But they'll all be there as well. So I'm excited about bringing them.
You have a preferred size that you work in, or does it depend?
Um, I I like working A4, and
Oh,
because I can get so much detail into that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then Mark in the Copper House, he does all the scanning for me, and he scans the paintings, and they can be reproduced like the side of a building.
well,
So, and then what I like to do is when I do a massive print like that, I love to actually paint a little bit on top of the print. They're called hand embellished prints. So I
oh,
love always to do a little bit of something on top of the print as well, because it just, it looks great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fantastic.
yeah. Oh, I
There's,
should give you all the dates and stuff, shouldn't
oh,
I?
yes, yes, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay, well, if anybody's looking for a ticket for the special preview night, I have a couple of these left. So if they want to DM me, yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely. So that's 13th of November, which is next Thursday, and that's from 5 till 9. And
Great.
now I've only got a few of those ones left. And then this is so from Friday 14th till Sunday 16th. So it's 11 till 9 and 10 till 6 on the other 2 days.
Brilliant.
And
Great.
that'll be the show. It'll be fantastic. It's
Yeah,
hard work now. It is. You're standing on your feet, and you talk all day.
yeah.
As you can see, I'll talk a lot anyway.
There's so much there to see. It's
Yeah.
There's something for everyone there.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's definitely something for everyone there. I mean, and you do have, as I said, the galleries are there as well. There's some extraordinary galleries, and and also like for emerging artists that are starting out for the first time, I know that they give about 6 stands to graduates from Ballyfermot Senior College, I think, for the art college,
yeah,
and which give them a chance, and also, for people who are thinking about it, to start off for the first
yeah,
time, because it is, it's daunting to um put your money where your mouth is, because that's what you're
yeah.
doing. They've smaller stands which are about like 4 square meters or 4 meters, and it's a great way to start and even get together with a buddy and
Yeah.
split it or something,
I was gonna ask you that actually, if you had any advice for any young emerging up and coming artist, what they should do or how to get a start in this business, because I'm sure it's hard enough to.
Definitely hard. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not every day that, the Heinz lawyer is going to be across the road, or something like that, to really kind of launch your career. So I do feel that, things like people's art, when you're young and you're starting out, you get on Stephen's Green, Marion Square, people do go and they walk and they look. An online presence is just so important.
Yeah,
Instagram, but they'd all be mad at the younger ones, be grand because they'll have TikTok. Still haven't got a clue. Apparently, I even pronounce it wrong. But Instagram, I find the amount of business you can get through Instagram is
yeah,
extraordinary.
it's
Yeah.
a
So
window.
you've got to be. I mean, the only way somebody buys a painting is if they sees it, if they
Mm,
see it, And there's actually a thing that you've got to see. Sometimes you've got to see a painting 3 times
yeah,
before you'd actually think that seriously about it. So it's hugely important for your work to be out there and to be seen. So to do something like an art fair that has 15,000 people go to it,
yeah.
um, it's a great place to be seen. You know.
Is AI something that you'd be concerned about?
Not
That
concerned about, but absolutely dying to learn how to do it. To see, I follow an artist called Mother Pop, and she's a digital based artist. I love what she's doing. I want to get an iPad for Christmas, and if there was, but I'd love a physical course. I'd love to go and somebody actually show me rather than having to learn by reading something online. But I think it's very exciting. I think there's room for everything.
Right. Great.
I don't think they can. They can reproduce, but they can't reproduce an original painting that's painted. So, they can make it look like it.
Mm.
They can probably do an incredible reproduction, but it's not paint to canvas.
Yeah.
So it's not something I worry about, but something I look forward to playing with, hopefully, in the near future.
Well, if you start searching that up on Instagram, you'll keep getting ads about it, and you'll find one. You'll find
Oh, I'm sure I will. Yeah, the Instagram is the great scroll hole, really.
yeah,
You start and you don't stop, and
yeah.
yeah, but there's no time at the moment with the show coming up anyway, thank God.
And can you think beyond that? What comes after Art Source, or do you have to?
Well, outsource, you see, so what happens is at outsource is because it's actually a run up to Christmas. You will meet a huge amount of people there. You'll give out so that's really important for someone who's starting out and just going to the show for a first time. Always have something you can hand to someone. They'll stand in the stand. They mightn't buy anything, but they'll take. So I have like little fridge magnets that they'll go home and stick in the fridge,
Great.
in the shape of a ketchup bottle. So, but it has all my details on it. And
Brilliant.
they go home, and you'll notice, especially for a week or two after the show, the amount of people who get in touch who want stuff for Christmas. So that'll start. Then your natural Christmas sales will be coming in. I'll be down in Kelly's Hotel. I go down there every year for 1 week. I'll be down there doing art classes. I'm resident artist there for 4 or 5 days. And then I will be straight into commissions that have to be finished for people who've ordered them for Christmas.
Great.
And yeah, so it just goes from one thing to the next.
Brilliant. That's
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah.
yeah.
So in the meantime, for anybody who wants to come and see you, do you have a stand number, or
Yes,
they
I'll
find
be on J2, and
Jake
I only have 100 key rings.
to get in first thing?
Oh, I keep you one.
Thank you. Well, I'll definitely pop in and say hello and maybe pick up a few Christmas gifts. Who
Great.
knows?
Sounds good to me.
Brilliant. Okay, listen, I think we're done here, are we?
Great. Yeah, I think we've
Yeah,
covered everything, have we? Yeah, and we've dates and everybody knows. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I've come.
I think, yeah, that's it.
Great. Well, listen, it was
That's it
great
all.
talking to you, and I
Oh,
hope
right.
person very, very
Oh, it was lovely to meet you as well now, and hopefully we meet face to face.
great stuff. All right then. Orla, thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.